Welcome everyone to Water 101 educational webinar with me, Erika Hicks. I'm so glad you're here. My intention tonight is to help you understand how important amazing drinking water, showering water can benefit your life, from your health to your longevity and even your wallet. I want you to experience full hydration while helping the planet, which we'll get into. Oh, there we go. So today's agenda: what's the problem with our water today, some solutions for our health, discuss products for this process, share results, testimonials, and a special offer at the end. And of course, questions in contact. All right, so this is going to be a little interactive. I would love for you guys to write in the chat right now, what percentage of Americans are chronically dehydrated? What do you think that is? So is it A, 10%, B, 50%, C, 30%, or D, 75%? And these are going to be throughout the webinar tonight. So let's see what you guys are thinking and saying during this. There we go. Cool. Oh, I do want to see the chat a little bit so I can see your guys' answers. Awesome. All right. So the answer is 75%. So we are 75% dehydrated, which is crazy. And that is a problem today. And the reason we are so dehydrated as a society, as Americans, is that we are lacking the replacement of our water. So if the day before you only drank maybe 2 glasses of water and a lot of coffee, that carries over. It is cumulative into the next day. So that is something we need to be aware of, that we need to be drinking at least 8 glasses of water every day to stay hydrated. Stress, oxidative stress in general takes water out of our body. It makes our immune systems weaker and is also adds to dehydration. The other things too is medication and dry foods. So the processed foods that we're eating, the dry foods, they actually take more water out of our body to digest. So it's a problem when you're eating more dried foods and less fruits and vegetables, which are really high in content in water. It doesn't put that stress on our digestive system and allows our body to be more happy in that fact. And medication, like we're all on medication, or some of us need medication. We're not all on it, but the side effects from the medication are actually dehydration, but they don't say that. So dizziness, headaches, fatigue, these are all signs of dehydration, but the medication does not tell you that. So if you are taking any, please drink lots of water throughout the day and make sure that you are hydrated. Another thing is acid water consumption, which is actually bottled water, is what I'm talking about. If you tested bottled water pH, it would be the same acidity as coffee and the same acidity as Gatorade and soda. So our bodies are not craving bottled water. So if you are drinking bottled water, you're actually dehydrating yourself, not hydrating yourself. And then of course, sunshine, alcohol, burns, coffee, and lack of oxygen all go towards dehydration, which is something we need to be aware of. And we are walking aquariums. Look at these numbers. Our brain is 75%, our blood is 83%, and our heart is 79%. We basically are walking water and energy beings, electricity. You know, water should be the first thing we look at with our health because of how much water all our organs and the pieces of us are. So if you have any health concerns, that's something that you should really look into while you are going through that health journey. So here is another question for all you guys about how many contaminants are in our drinking water today. So write in the chat, is it A, 101, B, 5, C, 315, or D, 55? So I'm gonna take a drink of water after talking about dehydration. We all need to be drinking water. So 315 contaminants about in our drinking water today, which is crazy. And the problem with that too is that, well, first of all, our infrastructure, you know, the pipes that are leading from the water treatment plant have not been, you know, have been around for hundreds of years. The American Society of Civil Engineering's report card is a D+ for America, and that happens every 4 years. They give us this report card, and we have a D+. I think it was in 2017 that they gave us that. So let's picture this. The water is great. If you're in Colorado, it's coming from the mountains, all that snow melt rushing through the rivers. It then, you know, goes into the water treatment plant where it has this whole process of getting cleaned from the bacteria and all the contaminants. But when it goes from the water plant to your faucet, through the pipes, through your faucet, into your glass of water, who knows what it picks up? You know, there is the old lead pipes. You know, there is different bacteria and viruses that are inside the pipes. So chlorine is a good intention for that reason, because the reason the chlorine's in our water is that through that process from point A to point B, we are able to not get those bacteria into our bodies, and then the water plant isn't getting charged with all these things. So, but that needs innovation, and that needs to be changed in our system, you know. And then the companies and industries are just not held accountable, and rules are not enforced correctly. So from, you know, them dumping their wastewater into landfills and not doing it correctly, they rather pay a fine than actually follow the rules. So that's something we have to pay attention to. And the EPA has these rules and guidelines for our drinking water, but you know, I honestly don't want to be drinking anything but the water molecules. So although these rules are in place and everything can't be perfect, it's just something to be aware, because there isn't too much research on that yet. And how do we really know with everything going on? Agriculture, pesticide runoff, you know, fracking is huge in Colorado. I'm not sure if you knew this, but Weld County is actually right down the street, and it is the biggest fracking county in the nation. So they are blasting down 140 billion gallons of water every year that then gets contaminated, and they're just putting it in the ground. They're not sure where it's going. So therefore there's runoff, there's contaminations that's just going into our water source. We also have the lawn and road salt, which is more chemical runoff, which is just going into our streams and into our lakes and into our rivers, that we have water plants for drinking water, but that water isn't getting looked at all. And then, of course, as I said, water bottle consumption. That's not good for our bodies. It's not good for the environment. It is plastic. I actually heard something the other day that the plastic bottle industry built this big industry, but did not build the infrastructure to recycle the actual plastic water bottles. So they all are telling us that they are getting recycled, and they really aren't. They are going into our earth, into our oceans. And so we just don't want any of that in our system today. So All right, here's something y'all should write down. If you're not from Longmont, Colorado, write down www.ewg.org/tapwater. It will give you the top 4, the top 10, all the contaminants that are in your water. And I love this definition. The Safe Drinking Water Act defines the term contaminant as meaning any physical, chemical, biological, or radioactive substance or matter in water. So a contaminant is anything but the water molecule, which I kind of said earlier. So it's just something to be aware of. And I'm not going to really dive too deep into these different topics, but these were the top 4 in Longmont. There's about 10 other ones, but they're not over the EPA's rules. So we have carcinogen from pollution. This one, the halocyanuric acids and the total triethyllenes are from the water treatment, and that is chlorine, even though it doesn't specify. That happens through the water treatment. These chemicals are just happening. And so, and then we have the radium, which is runoff, and it also is from fracking. So runoff from minerals like the rocks and everything. So why is water so important? You know, life cannot exist without water, but for us as humans and as human beings, it is very important to be hydrated. Like I said, we are electricity and water. So when we are dehydrated and not fully hydrated, the electromagnetic current cannot flow effortlessly through our body. Water transports stabilized signals, lubricates, and structures your body. And it helps with the minerals in your body, your digestive enzymes. You know, when we are fully hydrated, our body can run to its fullest capacity, and we can feel better, we can think better, and our mood is better. So, and of course, flush the toxins, anti-aging. Who doesn't want to do that? Just by drinking water. But it matters what kind of water you are drinking. So no water, no electricity, no function, and that really will, if we're not drinking water, if we're not drinking the right type of water, it's syrup in our body. As you saw, our blood is 70% water, so it's really important to be hydrated so that we can function and we're not sluggish or feeling unlike ourselves. So the last bit of the problem with our water today is that not too many people are educated on the importance of good quality water. Like I said, this should be one of the first things that we look at in our health. If something is wrong, what type of water am I drinking? You know, the infrastructure with the pipes and the lead coming from the water treatment to our houses, the government rules and regulations. Our diets, standard American diets, are high in processed food, high in coffee, and so it's hard in medications, and it's hard for us to digest that. It's hard for our bodies to digest that without drinking enough water. And so nutrients aren't getting delivered to our cells or absorbing our supplements. So because the water molecule is too big. So do you ever get that sensation when you chug a big glass of water and it's full in your stomach, or you think it to yourself right before you go for a run or work out, you're like, I'm not going to drink a lot of water, because you can feel it slishing and sloshing around in your stomach. Well, that's because the water molecules that you're drinking from your tap water are too big, and they are unorganized, as right here in this picture. The water is all funky and it's clumped together. It is also known as dead water. So it could be sitting in your pipes for weeks before you drink it. It could be sitting in there from the water plant to your home. How long has it been sitting in those pipes? It's just, who knows? So the example I'd love to use here is imagine getting your produce from a farmer's market versus your produce from the grocery store. So the produce from the grocery store has the supply chain. It probably was cut 2 weeks ago, or even longer than that sometimes. And right when it gets cut, it loses its nutrients. You know, it's not as high in nutrient value for you, but it's convenient and it's there. And then you think about the farmer's market. Oh, you know where it was grown. You know, you're supporting the local farmer, and it's high content. It was just cut that morning. So it's really alive still and really vibrant. Well, that's what ionized water is. Ionized water is vibrant, it's living, it's alive. It's called structured water. So this is called hexagonal water because of this 6 molecules together. And actually, all the water in our body, which we went over on that slide, is structured water. So the water in your blood, the water in your heart, in your brain, everywhere is structured water. Therefore, if you are already drinking this type of water, you are utilizing it right away rather than your body taking energy and time to reorganize it. You also do not have to digest this water and have that full sensation in your body because because it's already microclustered and into your cells. So here is another question for you guys. It takes blank glasses of alkaline water at 9 pH to neutralize the acid of an 8-ounce soda. So what do you guys think that is? Is it A, 32, B, 5, C, 10, or D, 3? All right, so it looks like everyone has send their answers. So it takes 32 glasses of 9 pH water to neutralize 1 can of soda. I was mind blown when I heard that. I had no idea it was that much. So a solution here is that we have to get properly hydrated. The purification, distribution are a concern. Pre-filters are necessary on our tap waters. You know, bottled water is acid water. Let's stop drinking that stuff. Our diet, let's pay attention to if we're feeling low energy or dehydrated. You know, this is something we cannot ignore any longer. We are in an immunity crisis. We're in a pandemic. And so these things are important to really understand and to learn about. So if you're drinking, here's another picture. If you're drinking the hexagonal water that is structured, your body is readily able to absorb it and does not need to reorganize the molecules. So water must be microclustered, ionized, and alkalines to really have a proper hydration. And I have this image here of a waterfall real quick just to demonstrate that this is the type of water we want to be drinking, right? Water that's flowing, that's rushing, that's alive. And so it's really important to realize that nature does this naturally. It already has hexagonal molecules in it by just water falling from a waterfall or water trickling off of a glacier. That's the type of water you see in nature. So Kangen water, that is the answer as well. Kangen water means, well, Kangen means return to origin. And the founder of my company named this Kangen water because he wants everyone's body to return to origin. He wants everyone to feel great in their body, to feel healthy, to feel nourished, and to be alkalized inside and out. So this Kangen water ionizer creates molecular hydrogen. So that's another thing you want to write down. Molecular hydrogen, H2. There is so much research on this. And this is negatively charged. So it makes it the biggest antioxidant that there is out there. So think about this. It actually takes 5 pounds of blueberries to get the same amount of antioxidants as 2 glasses of Kangen water at 16 ounces. So If you're looking to anti-age, if you're looking to stay healthy, and this is how you can do it, just changing your water. So because of that negative charge, it is a huge free radical scavenger. It's anti-aging, as I just said, anti-inflammatory, and it hydrates you at a cellular level. So if we look at this picture over here, this is regular tap water. And like I said earlier, it's big clusters. So this big cluster cannot go into this water. And this is pretend this is your cell membrane. It's representing that. So when we're drinking regular tap water, it has big clusters, and it can flush us out and flush the toxins out, but it's not getting us into our cells. Therefore, those supplements, those nutrients are just flushing out with the regular tap water. Kangen water is microclustered, so it is able to hydrate you at that cellular level. One grape can fit through that, and it can also fit through the brain-blood barrier, because hydrogen is the smallest element in the universe, and it actually is the most abundant as well in the universe. So it is able to fit through pretty much anything and everything, especially your cell wall and especially your blood-brain barrier, which not much can. This is living water, structured water, as I've been saying. It has that charge, which gives it that energy, that electricity when you drink it. And it's mimicking nature. So if we look at the blue zones of the world, which are people that have lived over 100 years old in most areas, they looked at everything in their life, and they looked at the type of water they were drinking. They were drinking structured water. They were drinking living water. So the founder of my company wanted that. We joke that it is the fountain of youth from us. It mimics nature, and we are able to get that straight from our tap. And this water tastes lighter, and your body actually craves it because it's never tasted something so, I would say, not normal, but it's excited that this is the water that we should be drinking because it is coming from nature, and we are so connected to it. So this is the K8, the Water Ionizer. This is the most recommended from my business. It is the only medical grade ionizer on the market to date. And it has 8 solid platinum coated titanium plates, which is a pretty big deal in the water ionizing market if you do your own research. And the coolest thing about this is I've been talking just about drinking water, but this machine makes 7 different pHs, which allows you to become really sustainable, which we'll get later in the webinar. So you're not just buying a machine that makes amazing drinking water, you also are buying a machine that has multi-purposes. And this can last you 26 years. So I know the price looks a little daunting to some at $4,980 plus shipping and tax, but 26 years, there is not much that can last that long, not even your car, which you spend a lot of money on. So it's a piece of equipment that is meant to last a long time, and this company literally has so many ISO awards, that you can look into and see that they really care about what they're making and giving to each customer. And there is a 5-year warranty, and my business name is Enagic, and they have been around for 46 years, which I also was mind blown because I've never heard anything about ionized water. We do offer another water ionizer, which is an energy saver. So, maybe you live off grid or you have an RV, you want to put this in. This is great for singles or couples. It's really great for when you're not using it a lot and all the time because it only has the 4 solid platinum coated titanium plates. And this also still produces the 7 different pHs, which I forgot to mention in the last slide, produces hypochlorous acid, which is huge right now with what is going on in our country, in our world. This kills bacteria and bacteria and viruses faster than bleach does. And we will talk a little bit more about that as well when we get further in this. But it's you can disinfect, you can clean your bathroom, X, Y, and Z. So, and again, this one lasts 26 years. It has a 3-year warranty, and it's at $2,980 plus shipping and tax. And it's from my same business of Enagic, which has been around for 46 years. Now, I want to touch on this for a little bit because you could be drinking amazing water, filtered water, whatever it is, but your skin is your largest organ. So whatever you're drinking, your skin and showering could counteract that. So my company came up with this shower filter, and it is truly amazing. It adds minerals back to the water. So not only does it take out everything of the water, it adds minerals back. Tufa, mixed stone, and power stone. And these are all stones and minerals from Japan that they have gotten from a hot spring that is patented and no one else can. And this thing is pretty small. It can travel with you wherever you go. Maybe not on a trip for a vacation, but if you were to move, it's really easy to disassemble and reassemble and can last you 50 years. So yes, you might have to change the hoses every 20 years, and you might have to change the filter once a year, but besides that, this thing lasts you a long time and is really amazing. It makes my skin feel soft. It makes my hair feel soft. I feel really great after a shower. So here's another question for you guys. How many households in Japan have a Kangen Water Ionizer? So this is where my company is located. It's in Japan, and it's pretty cool that it's there and that they're really concerned about their health. Awesome, guys. Thanks for participating. So it's 1 in 6 households have a Kangen Water Ionizer. And Japan is actually number 4 in the healthiest country in the world. And the United States is number 35. So this country knows what they're doing. They know what they're producing. They know what's good for them. There is a blue zone in Japan as well. And so it's great. Anyway, so how do you feel in Kangen water? You feel amazing. You know, health is wealth. And when you buy a Kangen water ionizer, you are investing in yourself. You're investing in yourself, your family, and it is so important to do that so you have this vibrant life. So we feel amazing. The people that have these, you know, you have lots of energy. You are fully hydrated at that cellular level, and we are rarely getting sick on this water because it's such a huge free radical scavenger. You can lose weight, which my personal experience, I have lost 15 to 20 pounds because of that. Molecular hydrogen is able to get through that cell wall and detoxify you at a cellular level, which no one can really do. And then mental clarity, as we said, your brain will have so much hydration that you'll be able to think clearly. You don't feel bloated when you drink this water because it is just absorbing right into your cells. You feel super healthy drinking this water, and your mindset and mood go all the way up because you're feeling great in your body, so you're feeling great in your mind as well. And we're alkaline inside, so there isn't much wrong with Kangen water. And so some results from drinking Kangen water. And if you're curious on yourself, go to PubMed.com and search molecular hydrogen. You know, these are scientific articles that we're talking about. So Kangen water is just what my company came up with to nickname the water, but it is really molecular hydrogen we are drinking. So if you're going to do your research, make sure you write that down. So there are over 850 peer-reviewed scientific articles that show the incredible potential for over 170 diseases. And I only picked a few for tonight in this demonstration, but aging, like we said, it's the biggest antioxidant that there is out there. And so therefore you are able to live longer and feel better about it. We have someone on my team whose family actually passed down their Kangen water machine, and it was 30 years old, and it was her mom, and her mom passed away at 103. So if we're being serious about our health, hydration should be number one. We also have allergies. Hydrating yourself at a cellular level will help with allergies. And I didn't believe it, but it's true. There's books out there. Autoimmune diseases, which are so huge right now from our food intake to our all the different things in our households, from the sprays and the chemicals messing with ourselves. Brain injuries, which I'm not sure if my business partner is here, but she has a great testimonial of her brain injury and how this water has helped her move forward with that. We have cancer, as I said, because it is negatively charged. If you know anyone with cancer and going through radiation right now, chemotherapy, this would help them and support them so much because of that negative charge. It is able to help them be hydrated and to get that toxicity out of them as fast as possible. Type 2 diabetes, cardiovascular disease, depression, weight management, which I touched on a little bit, Alzheimer's, which we are really looking at. There's so much more science that it's not really genetic anymore. Some might be, but a lot of it is from the environment, is from what we're drinking, what we're putting into our bodies. And so and Alzheimer's is with the brain. So if we're hydrating the brain properly, there's no reason for it to do that kind of stuff with Alzheimer's. Skin conditions, which I can totally be a testimonial for. I've had skin conditions all my life, and this water, showering with the Anespa, drinking this water has really helped with my skin conditions because I'm able to it's an anti-inflammatory, so it helps with that part of my body. And then reproductive health. Again, we are in this immunity crisis. Women aren't being able to get pregnant. Our endocrine systems are being disrupted from everything around us. So it's really important to do your research and to see how molecular hydrogen can help you in these moments. So what percentage of your household products can a Kangen water machine replace? So we talked a little bit about those 7 different pHs and becoming more sustainable in your house. What do you think, what percentage do you think Kangen water can help with that? Awesome. Take a little drink of water. So it is 90%. So 90% of your household products can be replaced by ionized water, which is mind-blowing, and it's a whole nother thing you have to learn and wrap your head around. So this thing is sustainable. It's not about when water ionizers are going to be, the top kitchen appliance. It's what kind are you going to have. So this is up and coming. This is what's going to be the next thing. And it's awesome because we can help our planet in so many ways. You can turn your home into a sanctuary and not use those chemicals, not be, spraying things and worried that your kids are going to get under the sink and drink something. You're not going to have to worry about that anymore if you're using Kangen water. You are saving money and you're not buying these things at the store, not adding plastic to the environment. I have a chart and a testimonial from a family that actually saved $3,000 from switching from buying all of these products to their Kangen Water Ionizer, which is huge. You save your wallet and you save the planet with less plastic. And who remembers when we ran out of toilet paper for some odd reason? Well, what if they run out of hand sanitizer again? What if there's no more laundry detergent? You know what? That doesn't matter because you have a Kangen Water Ionizer and you can just turn your faucet on and make these different types of pHs, waters, and you are able to feel good and feel great and not have to worry about those types of things. So here it is. The EPA has listed hypochlorous acid as a COVID-19 disinfectant. And what hypochlorous acid is electrolyzed salt water. So this is at 2.5 pH on the scale, but it's not just regular water, because regular water or anything at 2.5 pH would just be like soda, or would be like Gatorade, but this is electrolyzed salt water. And lots of hospitals, dentists, they use this type of hypochlorous acid to disinfect their surgical tools, the things they put in people's mouth. And your medical grade Kangen Water Ionizer makes this straight from your tap, and not many water ionizers do. So here's a recap of our results. Is that you can have weight loss, you feel so great in your body, and you have no more fog brain because you are actually fully hydrated. And I'm not sure if people have ever felt that in our society. I know I didn't before I found Kangen water. And because of its microclustered water, it can go through that membrane, it can detoxify you. So happy brain, happy thoughts. And again, I forgot to mention earlier, but there are famous people that are anti-aging, which is down there, but are anti-aging from drinking this water. We have Tom Brady, who is a huge athlete. We have Kevin Hart, Big Sean, the LA Lakers, and the Seattle Seahawks. So if that's something that you're interested in to go deeper in with athletes, please feel free to reach out. There's so many different topics I can go on with this subject. It's so incredible. And again, like I said earlier, it's sustainable. It saves you money and you can help the environment. Yes, it's an investment. Yes, it's a lot of money up front, but in the long run, you are doing your part. And that's why I feel so great having a Kangen Water Ionizer in my household. You also don't get sick as often, anti-aging, and lots of energy because of that because it's negatively charged. That's what's so huge. You remember that hexagonal water molecule. It has all of those extra molecules on the ends, and that's what attracts things to it. So during this time of this pandemic, I felt so great. I felt so supported just by drinking this super healing charged water. And I have lots of energy because of that. So, we're at the end here with the special offer that I am giving to first 5 people to buy an Enagic product. So that could be the Anespa, the shower filter, the Lev Luke Jr., or the K8. I will gift you a 32-ounce Hydro Flask water bottle and 2 glass spray bottles to really get you going on the sustainability and hydration journey, saying no to plastic no longer, and keep drinking your water and taking it with you wherever you go. And if you're local to Longmont, Boulder, Colorado, we do offer a 30-day water trial before you jump into this investment. If that is something that interests you, you can see if this water is everything that I've been saying and test it for yourself. So thank you so much. I forgot to say earlier is that we do offer financing for these machines with my business at 0% interest and some money down depending where you live. And it can be as low as $180 a month to pay that off. And that is for the K8. So if you're looking to finance any other products, these numbers will be a little lower. So that's will be awesome. So let's talk more about water. Write down my email, my phone number. I would love to talk water. It's something I'm really passionate about and really think everyone needs to be aware and to know this is important for our health and our well-being, our longevity. And let's open the floor for any questions that people have. Thank you so much for listening today with me and being a part of this webinar. So